Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Marie Holiday, and today is Tuesday, December the 22nd, 2020. And before we get started, I just want to remind my audience, my viewers, my potential viewers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button. I have a channel goal by the end of January 2021 to reach 100 subscribers, and I want to update the audience. I am now at subscriber a total of 52 subscribers for my channel, and I want to personally thank my 52 subscribers for hitting that subscribe button. Also share my video. If you are a viewer who has not subscribed, support this channel and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button for ongoing thought-provoking uploads. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce to the audience the stages of change in addiction. This is a caveat to a prior upload that I did on stages of change when I applied it to anything. But now I'm going to specifically lecture on the stages of change in addiction. I've done a prior upload in regards to this topic, but because we're getting so close to the holidays, I want to put forth deliberate effort in talking about substance abuse. I'm going to do some upcoming uploads on relapse prevention, which is going to be very important. As the audience is aware, I am a licensed clinical addiction specialist. I specialize in assessing and treating people who suffer from the disease of addiction. So with that being said, let's get down to business. I'm going to introduce 5 stages of change. And the stages of change is a process that the user, the alcohol or drug addict, the user go through on their way to change. And I'm here to tell you. Number 1, pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation stage of change is when the alcoholic or the drug addict or the user are in full-blown addiction. It don't matter what the drug of choice is, alcohol, cocaine, methamphetamine, popping pills, marijuana, it don't matter. So they're in full-blown addiction. The use is out of control. In the pre-contemplation stage of change, at this stage, the user has no desire to stop. They're not even thinking about stopping. That's pre-contemplation stage of change. It don't matter if family members talk to them, the mother, father, sister, brother, loved ones, significant others, co-workers talk to them about their problematic behavior. I'm here to tell you, in the pre-contemplation stage of change, the person has no desire to stop using. They are not thinking about using. They don't want nobody to bother them. They're in that stage. And understand, audience, pre-contemplation is one of the stages of change. Number 2, contemplation. Contemplation stage of change is when the user can still be demonstrating the problematic behavior, the alcohol, the drug use, the lies and manipulation, and use can be out of control, irresponsibility, and for whatever reason, in the contemplation stage of change, many people may have talked to them, but at a certain point, the person, they could still be using, but the person now at this stage of change is going to begin to start thinking about changing their behavior. The thought is there. And it could be something as simple as, in terms of what motivated that person to start thinking about changing, it could be getting multiple DWIs. It can be going to jail for the first time. It can be going to their primary doctor, and that primary doctor do a tremendous amount of lab work on that person, and it may tell them your alcohol or drug use is excessive. We're beginning to see damage to your organs, damage to your liver, hepatitis C, cirrhosis of the liver. So a lot of times when that person is in the contemplation stage of change, they can now are beginning to start thinking about stopping their alcohol or drug use. It can be many factors that motivate that person to get the thought there. Because think about pre-contemplation, they're using, have no desire to stop using, they're not thinking about stopping the using, but in the contemplation stage of change, At least the thought is there in terms of maybe I should get some help with my alcohol or drug addiction. So that's the contemplation stage of change applicable to substance abusers. And then we have the preparation stage of change. The preparation stage of change is now the person can still be demonstrating a problematic behavior. The alcohol use is there, the drug use is there, and all of the other high risk behaviors in their lifestyle is there. The irresponsibility that lies, but now because that thought is there in contemplation, and when we start looking at preparation stage of change, a user who is in the preparation stage of change, they can still be using, still demonstrating a high-risk lifestyle, but now they may begin to make plans to get some help. They may begin to make plans to make a behavior change. And what I mean by plan is in terms of gathering information, getting phone numbers to call that treatment program. They're planning it. They may be setting up appointment to go to treatment or go talk to a counselor. So they got that appointment on an appointment book. So they're diligently making plans to make a behavior change. They might not have done it yet, but now they're actually in the planning phase, gathering information, making phone calls, setting up that appointment to go to detox or rehab or go to an AA meeting. So they're planning, they're finding out the address to the place that they need to go. So they're actively in the planning phase of making a change. They can still be using, but at least they're in the planning phase of making a change. And then we got number 4, action. The action stage of change. A user who is in the action stage of change, they're no longer thinking about making a change. They're no longer planning about making a change. Now in the action stage of change, they're actually doing something to get some help. They have actually showed up to that appointment. They have actually entered treatment. They have actually gone to a support group. So action stage of change is now they have arrived. Their talk is cheap. They're no longer not thinking about it. They're not planning. They're in the action stage of change. And then we have maintenance. Maintenance stage of change is now the person did action, they got some help, they got some treatment, they're going to meetings, they got a sponsor. So now in the maintenance stage of change, once a user has made it to the maintenance stage of change, that means they have made some behavior changes, a lifestyle change. They have removed the alcohol or drugs out of their life. They got some help. They're going to meetings. They got a sponsor. They made some changes in the other areas of their life because they're now in sobriety. They can maintain the job. They can fix in the credit, restore relationships. So that's a description of the maintenance phase of change. But when a person's in the maintenance stage of change, what that also means too is they got to do some steps to sustain their sobriety in maintenance. In the maintenance stage of change, they're working their relapse prevention plan. In the maintenance stage of change, they'll change people and places that they go to, which could be triggers. Because in the maintenance phase of change, they're doing a lot of things to maintain their sobriety. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a clear description of the process that a user or alcohol or drug addict, that in terms of the process they go through on their way to change in order to make it to the maintenance phase. So number 1, stage of change, pre-contemplation. Number 2, contemplation. Number 3, preparation. Number 4, action. And number 5 is the maintenance stage of change. That is the process that an alcohol or drug addict go through on their way to change. And I want to also talk a little bit more about that maintenance stage of change. That maintenance stage of change requires ongoing work, support and effort on the behalf of the substance user in order to maintain their sobriety. That's the hardest stage because it requires diligently ongoing work, and I'm here to tell you. So with that being said, I hope you all got something out of this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Be on the lookout for more uploads on relapse prevention. I'm gonna do a couple of more uploads in the next couple of days on relapse prevention. I'm gonna also do an upload on in terms of my year-end report, in terms of the amount of money that I save. I'm gonna get an audience some tips and strategies on how to save throughout the year to meet your target goal. My game plan for this channel, January 1st, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna give you all more information as it get closer to January 1st about that live update. So because I'm getting a lot of comments where people are asking me specific questions about budgeting tips, substance abuse, alcohol, relapse prevention, some of these topics I've been talking about. I'm getting a lot of comments and a couple of some requests to go live so I can answer some of these questions real time. So be on the lookout for this. I'm excited in the direction that this channel is going. Again, I want to thank all of my supporters. I want to thank my 52 subscribers. I want to remind everyone to share my channel, subscribe to my channel if you have not. And with that being said, Semper Fi, Semper Fidelis, and I will see you all again next time.